Over the Line Sports episode 6. I appreciate everybody that's been on this journey with me so far. If you can continue to comment, like, and subscribe to my videos. I can also be contacted if you want to contact me via email at OverTheLineSportsTalkShow@gmail.com. Again, that's OverTheLineSportsTalkShow@gmail.com. Joined in the studio today by the man, the myth, the legend, Steve.
Steve? Just Steve?
Steve, my dad.
That's almost like Madonna. I only have one name.
Same stature. You as Madonna.
It's Madonna. It's Steve. So everyone knows when they say Steve,
yeah,
they're talking about me.
They know exactly who I'm talking about.
I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Steve.
I've regressed to one name. That's awesome.
I love it. Got a good show for you guys today. Some fun topics to talk about. Going to dive into the NFL. Got a new segment that I've created that I'm excited to show you guys today. But first, we are going to start with probably the dirtiest player that's ever played in the National Football League, Mr. Vontaze Burfict.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of like a ramped up Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, just not on the line, so he has all the freedom in the world just to go crazy.
Yeah, and Ndamukong Suh is actually from Portland.
Yeah, born and raised.
Grant High School. His dad is like runs a mechanical shop in Portland. But yeah, man, he didn't get re-signed by the Raiders. Where is he now? Tampa Bay?
Yeah, so he went to the Rams, and then...
I'm sorry, I said the Raiders. The Rams didn't re-sign him, so he went to Tampa Bay. He was, like, in my opinion, one of the dirtiest players ever. Yeah. Until...
This guy came along. Vontaze Burfict.
What a goon.
Yeah, going over some of the fun suspensions he's had. He's been $5 million in 8 years, which is a lot of money.
That's maybe to you and me.
Right, maybe not to him. So, I mean, it goes anything from $25,000 for twisting ankles. He got fined $500,000 for killing Antonio Brown in a game when he was with the Bengals.
Well, not killing literally, but racking.
Yeah.
AB pretty damn hard.
Pretty damn hard. The latest one was a $1.2 million fine. That's when Jack Doyle of the Colts was on the turf, and instead of giving him a little tap and calling the play down, he decided to missile launch himself into Jack Doyle's helmet. And
Doyle's a big boy too. He's 6'6", like
small.
60 some odd pounds. But that was the longest suspension for a game rule violation in NFL
he's gone
history.
for the whole year
Without pay.
Yeah,
no pay.
I don't think he should, personally, based on 8 years of suspension or fines, why do you continue to give this guy an opportunity to play when clearly there isn't going to be a change? He's going to continue to twist ankles, decide to missile launch himself into somebody that's on the turf.
WWE.
Right, he's better in the WWE than he is in the NFL.
Well, he's been in the league long enough. He came out in 2012 as a undrafted and played for the Bengals for 7 years, and now playing obviously for the Raiders, which is kind of their MO.
Oh yeah.
So he's like a perfect Raider player, linebacker out of ASU, but he's only 6'1".
Yeah.
He's not tall, but he's big.
Yeah.
But he was a 5-star recruit out of Corona High School in California. So the guy's been playing long enough to know better, you would think. But that's his probably mentality and his personality.
And the sad part is, like most of these guys, including Ndamukong Suh, when Vontaze Burfict wasn't involved in these, fines, he is an outstanding linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, his rookie year with the Bengals, he was playing just outstanding.
If he would just calm down, the after effects,
right,
and just play the game, he would be he's a stud, but maybe in the wrong sense of the word.
He's one of those guys, you take a filler on, you say, okay, maybe we'll give him a shot, see if he changes his attitude, and then, 4 games into the year, he decides that Jack Doyle's head is a good target for him.
Yeah, and he only signed a 1-year contract, $5 million, with Gruden's crew.
Gruden.
So, I don't know what he makes per game. You could figure it out if you're a math whiz, but he lost a lot of money by being stupid.
A lot of money.
Yeah, that was back on March 19th. That he railed that guy. So Jack Doyle. Shame.
It's too bad. I mean, I don't know if he'll play again, just because why do teams want that? But we'll see. He's gone for the year. Goodell is not allowing him back. I don't think the appeal, he might appeal it. It's not going to get overturned.
No, not something like that.
Not as a rap sheet like that, but...
No, rap sheet.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
I mean, it's a rap sheet in the NFL.
You did that in public, you'd be in jail.
Yeah.
You'd be
headbutting someone.
You'd be arrested for assault.
Right.
So, doing it on the field and knowing better is just sort of unforgivable.
Yeah, the frustrating part...
It's the moment of the game, though. But come on, that's stupid.
The frustrating part, too, as a fan, Jonathan Jones of the Patriots he collided with Josh Allen last Sunday. Josh Allen was, as they call, a runner, and Jones let in with the shoulder. Unfortunately, they did go head-to-head.
Yeah.
People are saying, oh, well, where's John Jones' suspension? It wasn't malicious.
It's the malicious intent.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like, Josh Allen outweighs Jonathan Jones by like 60 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm not saying John Jones, whatever. I don't think they're going to fine him. But for people to all of a sudden come out and say, oh, well, here's his suspension, try to find suspensions or fines for John Jones, and you're going to be looking, not the fighter, obviously, a football player.
Yeah.
The fighter, you'll find a lot. But the football player, you're not going to find anything.
No, well, and again, it's the moment of the game.
Yeah.
But you still have to, it comes down to controlling your own body. I don't care if it's the game or if you're in public. If you can't control your actions, even in the heat of the moment, then you've got some serious mental issues.
I agree. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But I don't imagine you're going to play anymore. So
Goodbye,
Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I got a new segment here. It's called Chug or Pass. What this is, I'll ask a series of questions to my guest, which in this part is the one and only Steve. If he likes the...
Like a virgin Madonna.
Could you please repeat what...
My Siri decided to step into the show. Awesome. I apologize for that.
The second guest is Siri. I don't understand that question.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Sorry, Siri. That question's not for you. So
maybe it didn't like my singing.
Maybe not.
Not many people do.
Wanted to interrupt you for that. So chug or pass. If I ask you a question, you like it, you chug. You don't like it, you pass. Pretty simple.
What do I chug?
It's like buy or sell. I chug whatever you got available.
Okay, let me hang on a second. Okay.
You got that?
I got something to chug.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So the first question, Kansas City will drop over 40 on Indianapolis. You're chugging or passing?
So what are the options again?
Chug means you like it. Pass means you don't like it. And the question is, Kansas City will drop over 40 on Indianapolis.
No, pass.
You're going to pass on that?
Yeah, they're not going to drop 40.
You don't think so?
No.
All right. I would actually drink to that, chug to that. But
you would chug and drink to anything.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so no, they're not going to drop.
You don't think so?
No.
Stephon Diggs, the Minnesota wide receiver, will eventually be traded.
Okay, so clarify eventually. This year or next season?
This year.
No, I'm passing.
You're passing on that one?
He's not going.
Okay. There's a lot of rumors that he's unhappy.
There is, but I mean, the Patriots were talking. A couple of teams were talking to Minnesota, and they flat out denied. Now, I think it could happen? Yeah, I do. I just don't know if it'll happen this year. I think it may happen next year. But if the Patriots are interested in Diggs, they have some salary cap maneuvering they're going to have to do.
Yeah, they have about $2 million in space.
Yeah, but they've been known in the past to, maybe Brady will take another, salary dump.
Right.
But, would I love to see him on the Patriots? Absolutely.
That'd be cool.
But, if they lose Diggs, and Thielen's not happy either.
No.
So, you have these, amazing receivers and not using them. I don't think Diggs is the problem.
No, I agree.
I think we got other issues we'll talk about in a little bit.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers will win the MVP this year.
That'll be Chug.
That'll be Chug?
Yeah, give me a moment.
Kid's amazing.
Incredible. I don't know. He's they've compared him to Wayne Gretzky, but Gretzky was a different player than McDavid.
Yeah.
And in the days that Gretzky played, it was a completely different game. But yeah, McDavid, stud.
I like him a lot.
I'm chugging.
Good.
Okay, you don't have to wait for me to finish.
Okay. Okay, all right.
I'll just keep chugging.
Just keep going?
Yeah, I'll just keep going.
LeBron and Anthony Davis will lead the Los Angeles Lakers to the finals this year.
Okay. To the finals.
Yes. Not the Western Conference, the actual NBA finals.
Okay, I hate the Lakers, but I'll check.
You'll chug to that? All right. Another basketball one. Kevin Durant, who tore his Achilles in the playoffs.
Never a fan.
Will he play this year? Chug or pass?
Pass.
You pass on? I agree on that one. And then the St. Louis Blues will repeat as Stanley Cup champions. You already shaking your head.
There's no way.
That was a great game.
It is, but no, the Blues ain't going there. Even though last year I loved it.
Yeah.
I got really sick of the song Gloria, though.
Just mute it.
The fan, they just rip into it, and it was awesome for a while.
Yeah.
But come on. And it's a great song.
It's a great song.
Can't remember who sang it. Have to look it up. But love St. Louis, and I love the fan interaction and that little girl that they brought on. I thought it was awesome. I just don't think they will repeat.
They're in a pretty tough. Washington looked pretty good.
I hate the Capitals.
I'm not a fan, but
okay, Oshie is good. Like TJ
Oshie.
He's a Seattle boy, and a couple of friends of mine, or one friend of mine in particular, was his coach up in Seattle. I like Oshie, but I can't stand the Capitals.
Did you watch?
I can't stand Ovechkin.
The Vegas game versus the Sharks.
Oh God, yes.
That is the best rivalry in hockey, I think.
Well, yes, kind of. Anybody that the Flyers play is the best rivalry in hockey. The old Broad Street Bullies, but yeah. And my favorite part about that game was the line brawl.
Yeah.
Fleury. Did you see what Fleury did?
I did not.
Okay, so the line brawl, boom, boom, boom. Gloves go flying, sticks go flying. It's a freaking yard sale. And finally, the refs get everything under control. They're dishing out the penalties. Fleury goes over and picks up San Jose Sharks sticks and starts giving them to the fans. Right. I mean, like right there. And so Fleury is like, here, have a stick. And then everyone's looking like the Sharks, and Brent Burns is coming over going, where the hell's my stick? That guy in the fourth row's got my stick. And they show Fleury passing the sticks out.
Oh, that is so
And
awesome.
he is one of my, he's in the top of my favorite goalies. This year, he's definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
It's not so much what he does on the ice, which is absolutely stellar. It is his personality. He is a
hilarious.
child.
Yeah.
The practical jokes he plays on his teammates, and the way he approaches the game, and the way he interacts with the fans. He is just a grown child.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love that spontaneity and the humor.
He is hilarious.
Of Fleury. And that is so Fleury-like. Mm-hmm. To be giving the San Jose Sharks have a stick.
Here's a hockey stick.
Yeah, it's not mine. I'm just going to give it to whoever. So that was awesome. But
yeah, I like that rivalry.
If you want to go even a little bit deeper there, I think it's going to be Tampa Bay and Las Vegas in the Stanley Cup Finals.
You think so?
Yeah, and I think Vegas is going to win it this year.
I think Tampa Bay. They were so good last year, and then
what's really interesting about Tampa Bay is they're really up and down. They had horrendous a couple years prior. Mm-hmm. But Tyler Johnson.
He's really good.
Really good, really small. And going back a little bit further, watching him in Spokane, he played for the Chiefs, Spokane Chiefs of the Western Hockey League, WHL. And what's funny is Sean, who you've had on a couple times, played against him as a kid.
Yeah, I remember Sean mentioning that.
And we went up to Spokane on a number of occasions, and Tyler is a few years older than Sean, but we watched Tyler play as a peewee.
Was he just tearing it up?
Tearing it up.
He was
really, and Sean being a goalie, he knew exactly what Tyler was going to do, but
right.
Tearing it up is like a 10-year-old.
Right.
Incredible, or 12-year-old. It was such an amazing hockey player as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, you can almost tell with those guys sometimes.
You can, and then being drafted. He also played in the NORPAC. for a
Did he
while.
really?
Yeah, he played for the Coeur d'Alene Lakers in the NORPAC, the old NORPAC, before he went to the Spokane Chiefs. And what's funny, kind of ironic, is one of his teammates was Liam Stewart.
Not familiar.
Liam Stewart?
Not familiar.
His dad is Rod Stewart.
Is he really?
Yeah. So, and I can't remember his mom. His mom's like Liam's mom is a supermodel. I don't know how many times Rod Stewart's been married enough to have a lot of kids, but Liam is Rod Stewart's kid. He played for Spokane. He was born in L.A. His mom is a supermodel, and here he is playing in the Western Hockey.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Liam Stewart.
That is awesome.
He's playing over in Europe right now, but it was kind of funny watching Liam play, going, your old man's like Rod Stewart.
Yes.
Maggie May.
Is he here?
Yeah, so that was kind of awesome. So yeah, I think Vegas is going to win the cup.
I think they have the chance. I think Tampa Bay will come out piss hot.
I think the Blues are going to have a solid season.
I think they'll be pretty good.
But can they carry it all the way through the Stanley Cup?
They had a lot of momentum going.
I'm passing on your
passing on
Blues repeat this year.
Did you hear what Ryan Reeves said about Evander Kane pregame?
No.
Evander Kane didn't play in that first game, and they were asking Ryan Reeves about the little rivalry between him and Kane.
Reeves is a nut.
Oh my God, he's crazy.
Yeah.
And how Evander Kane got taken down by a ref, and Ryan Reeves said, oh, well, he's not that strong, so he's on his back a lot.
Oh, nice. Well, Reeves is a stoker. He will chirp you to the end,
God.
man. He's just a big chirper. I love Ryan Reeves.
In a league that
And a great
doesn't
fighter.
have a ton of tough guys anymore,
He's running out of people to fight.
he is. I miss George LaRock.
Oh, LaRock, man. He had
Southpaw.
fists like anvils.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and Emery, the goalie, who would fight anybody if you looked at him cross-eyed.
Rest in peace, Ray.
Oh, yeah, Ray Emery, man. That was a shame when he passed away, but that was one of my favorite goalies because he would go toe-to-toe with anybody.
Did you see him fight Marty Biron?
Yeah.
That line brawl? That was
awesome. Yeah, I love that.
Emery's laughing the whole time.
I love a goalie that has no problem doing that because a lot of times they're not known for fighting.
No.
But Emery's calling card is screw with me, we will drop them.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Before we go to commercial, one more question.
Okay.
Best goalie hockey fight you've ever seen? I know mine. What about yours?
Well, a couple of them. I think Patrick Waz with Chris Osgood.
That's my favorite.
It was the Titan versus the Midget.
Yeah.
Chris Osgood got the best of Patrick Waugh.
Yep.
I thought that was good. And then anytime Ron Hextall would attack anybody, he'd skate the entire length of the ice to drop the gloves. And there's a couple of videos of him, just meleeing, just flying into the pack.
Oh, he's crazy.
So Hextall, any fight Hextall would have, because what he would do is he would lower his head and start windmilling. So he'd have no idea who was hitting or where he was hitting. And the thing I like about Osgood and Patrick Waugh is they were, nose up and they were looking for a punch. And when Waugh got cut, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't like Patrick Waugh as a goalie. Never did.
I liked him a lot.
Never did. He's a great goalie. I just arrogant and pompous ass. But
yeah.
I just like Chris Osgood because he was like a foot shorter than Patrick Waugh.
That was a great rivalry too.
And they fought a
Detroit
couple times.
Colorado.
They fought a couple times. That was back in the day when, you had Detroit and Colorado just going toe to toe. Yeah, so that's probably my favorite. Osgood and Waugh.
That was, I agree. So,
or some people call him Roy.
Yeah, Canadian.
Yeah, he's a butterfly goalie. He was one of the original butterfly goalies coming out of Quebec, and sometimes he stood up a little bit too long, but he was a phenomenal goalie. And a horrible coach.
Yeah. He didn't do well.
No,
I remember when he sent his son to go beat someone up in the middle of a game.
And they have video of him pointing and telling him to go. And he's going, I didn't tell my kid to do that. Right. You dumbass.
You've watched hockey a lot longer than I have. I remember this story. I don't know if it holds true, but when he played with the Canadians before he went to Colorado and he was not playing very well and they pulled him. I think the story goes after they pulled him, he demanded to be traded.
Well, he was the monarchy. You don't pull Patrick Waugh.
Yeah.
You don't, at least in his mind. And so he didn't think he should be treated like a common hockey player.
Yeah.
So, that I believe is true.
Okay.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No. We're going to step away for just a moment, and we will be right back.
If you have a landscaping issue in need of a checkup, don't wait any longer. Call the doctor.
Aging Dr. Greenthumb. Aging Dr. Greenthumb.
Dr. Green Thumb Landscaping, 503-330-5751. Dr. Green Thumb Landscaping provides services such as yard cleanups, bark dust installation, tree trimming and shrub and bush trimming, flower and tree planting, power washing, mulch, decorative design, mowing services, and much, much more. Dr. Green Thumb Landscaping offers weekly and monthly maintenance plans along with commercial maintenance plans. Don't leave your lawn care and landscaping needs in the hands of anyone else. Dr. Green Thumb Landscaping offers a satisfaction guarantee and will work with you until you have the lawn, garden, and landscaping that you've always dreamt of. Call the doctor, 503-330-5751, or visit them online, drgreenthumblandscaping.com. That's Dr. D-O-C-T-O-R GreenThumbLandscaping.com. Call Billy for a free estimate, 503-330-5751.
We are back. Thank you guys for continuing to listen. Got a couple more topics here to talk about before we wrap up the weekend. Forever, anybody out there who is familiar with Barstool Sports, they've kind of expanded into the most redneck, find any person that's willing to do it, and box. It's called Rough and Rowdy. It is an absolute shit show.
Never
Have you seen it?
Never seen it. Never heard of it.
Oh my God. So they go to wherever they go. This next coming month, they're going to, I believe, Providence, Rhode Island. And they pretty much find any random hillbilly or individual that wants to box for fun.
Do they have to be a hillbilly?
Oh my God, some of the past ones they've had have been just fucking crazy.
They got to get some of those idiots from the monster shows to fight. I found Bigfoot. I'm going to box Bigfoot.
But Rough and Rowdy.
Jethro's going around the corner with his AK-47, waiting for Bigfoot.
It is just, I was watching an episode because Reddit was just live streaming it for me.
Oh, no way.
And I'm watching an episode.
Awesome.
They got this guy, this big redneck who fights in jeans and cowboy boots. And they cut promos before, and he's out here drinking beer. He's like, you couldn't beat me with one hand. I'm going to, afterwards, I'm going to find your old lady. And it's like, oh my God. These are just so uncut.
I'm going to find your old lady.
And they are just nuts. Dave Portnoy actually is one of the announcers, and he gets into it. And they got these ring girl competitions, and there was one particular fight. This guy named Heavy. This was people.
Heavy?
Yeah, his name was Heavy. So they were individuals calling out Army members, and this guy calls out Heavy. Heavy's about 6'5", like 270, just solid.
He's heavy.
Yeah, he's a heavy guy.
Yeah.
And this big redneck looking dude, probably like 280, just flabby, is like, Heavy, I'm going to come and knock your ass out. You ain't got nothing on me. You might be bigger, stronger, faster, but I'm going to knock you out. So they get in the ring. Like 5 seconds in, Heavy just starts unloading on him. And they're only like, I think.
Do they wear gloves or just bare knuckle?
They wear gloves.
Okay.
But sometimes they wear headgear depending on the individual. But Heavy just beat him senseless. The kid was just standing there in a corner. Oh my God. You got to watch it.
Rough and Rowdy. Is that on like YouTube?
No, you can actually, it's on a website, roughandrowdy.com.
Roughandrowdy.com.
It's $20 for like 3 hours of the most entertaining.
You got to pay for it?
You got to pay for it. But if you go to
no.
roughandrowdy.com/Reddit, you can get a free, depending on who's live streaming.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be watching that.
But it is so funny.
If it's free, yeah. I mean, you got a bunch of rednecks, throwing. That'd be cool. Years ago, they had bouncer competitions on TV. It was like on games people play or whatever, and they had a bunch of games that bouncers would play, and it was insane. And there's one that I remember. Remember, Mr. T.
Yep.
Okay, so of Rocky fame and A-Team and all that other stuff he did. So he was found. He was a bouncer in a bar. And he was put on this game show. And the one thing I never forget is they called it dwarf tossing. and so the bouncers would pick up these little people and see how far they can throw them.
Oh my God.
It was.
How far did he throw them?
They were like different time zones. And so they grab him by the cuff of the neck and by the waistband, and they're just winding up. And just tossing these little people like across the floor. Now, thank God they had pads, but
my God,
Mr. T had the haircut.
It's like shot put with people.
Was like little, and they called it dwarf tossing, which nowadays is like completely inappropriate. It's like, I felt sorry, but the little people had to agree to it. It's not like they're just grabbing them out of the audience. And there are some big boys, and these guys were windmilling through the air. Arms and legs just flopping.
I have to find this on YouTube.
Look it up on YouTube.
That is so funny.
It was like it was a game show, and it was like the abuse of people. It was.
Oh man, it was that.
Yeah,
would not fly in 2019
not today.
But back then,
we're talking probably in the 80s.
My God.
Look up Mr. T dwarf tossing.
Oh my! Did he have the mohawk and everything?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's what made him stand out. And that's what actually made Sylvester Stallone, pick him for one of his opponents.
Yeah. But, oh my God.
It was after that he, I guess, got on the A-team. But
were they like heavy, or were they skinny, like dwarves?
It didn't matter. I mean, they're dwarves. They're not big. I mean, they're little people. And I don't mean to laugh at it, but the sight in my mind is these
Mr.
big
T with the mohawk
grabbing some poor 4'1" person,
just throwing him through the air,
tossing him like 40 feet. I mean,
my God,
it was insane.
I'm gonna have to find that.
Yeah, I mean,
that is so funny.
That just the rough and rowdy thing made me think of it.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Maybe if Dave Portnoy ever comes across this, they can talk about it.
Yeah, it would not. No pun. It would not fly.
No.
In 2019.
You want to throw who across the room?
What?
No,
yeah.
thanks.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's so funny.
American Ninja Warrior is about as close as you're going to get to what we saw before, but it would not fly now, man. There'd be so many lawsuits.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
That's so funny.
Okay, moving on. Moving on. That was a major digression.
Kirk Cousins, who we kind of more or less hinted at in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Signed a 3-year, $84 million contract last offseason with the Vikings.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Yeah, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks, 8-7-1 record last year.
Yeah.
You're not selected to the Pro Bowl, by the way, for last year.
No.
This year, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. They are 2-2, and he is on pace for 18 touchdowns and 12 picks.
His rating, he's like 23rd out of 25 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
In his rating. He's like, I think 88.6. Having a horrible year.
I was not in love. I don't like fully guaranteed contracts to begin with.
No.
Especially a guy like Kirk Cousins, who he's an okay guy.
Yeah.
Okay quarterback.
Yeah.
But you don't give him $84 million guaranteed.
And
especially for 3 years.
And it's one of the, and we alluded to it a little bit earlier is Diggs looking to be traded because of Cousins or because of the coaching staff?
I think it's Cousins.
And if that's the case, whoever's calling the plays, it's not Cousins' fault for following the game plan.
No.
Okay, you can't hold that against him, but you can blame him for being a crappy passer.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 of the most talented receivers in the NFL with Diggs, and I love Thielen.
I like Thielen.
I like Thielen a lot. You're not utilizing your talent. You're going to the running game, which ain't that good. So I think Diggs wants out because of Cousins. So maybe Minnesota, unfortunately, they signed him to that huge contract.
Right.
They're going to have to make some adjustments here.
Oh, they're going to
go back to the passing game and utilize your talents. But if you keep going the way you are, man, they ain't making the playoffs.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I like Minnesota.
Yeah, and Dalvin Cook, like you said, he's a fine guy. He's a fine running back.
Yeah.
But he's not going to win. I mean, maybe against the Packers, he won you a game. Their defense is good enough to where in certain games, like against Chicago, their defense was able to keep them in some of those games. But if you don't have an efficient passer when it comes to passing the ball when you have Thielen and Diggs.
He's only made 99 attempts.
In 4 games.
Yeah.
In 4
that's it.
games.
That is, I mean, that's it. And when you start looking, a little bit further down the line, man, that is way low. And 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and 2 picks.
And 2 picks.
Well, and that's the thing, too. As a coaching staff, or at least an offensive coordinator, because Mike Zimmer is a defensive guy. He's not an offensive guy.
Right.
But you sign this guy to an $84 million fully guaranteed contract, and you're only giving him 99 attempts through 4 games?
Yeah, that's just unforgivable. And if you want to, kind of go a little bit different, so right now Cousins is at about 88.6, and you compare that to, say, Wilson, who's at 126. QBR. Wilson is number 1.
He is so good.
He is so good.
I like him a lot.
He's the reason Seattle is Seattle. And, but again, they rely on, they're not super, I mean, they have a good receiving core, no doubt. But they spread the plays around so well. Mm-hmm. And which is why Wilson is having so much early success right now.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they do with Kirk Cousins. I don't know if they do kind of transition that offensive game into where they're giving him the ball, at least let him throw the ball. I think for a game-changing quarterback like a Pat Mahomes or something like that.
I'm still chugging, by the way.
Yeah. You let them throw the ball at least 30 times a game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because if you give them 30 attempts and they're a good enough quarterback, they're going to make plays on 30 attempts.
Well, and, Cousins' arm strength, I think if you're playing within the short outs and the slants, the 10, 15, 20 yards out, it's awesome. But when his accuracy and the long ball, I just think is really plummeted.
I think so too.
Yeah. So you can't play that game. But you've got Diggs and Thielen who are long ball receivers.
Right.
So how
give
do you
them a chance?
Yeah, give them a chance.
I think Washington really kind of fucked with Cousins a bit too, because granted, kind of looking back, maybe they were smart just to keep franchise tagging him year after year, because now you give him a franchise tag, he plays bad 1 year, you say, all right, we're going to go in a new direction, which they did with Haskins, and it's another subject.
Well, back in 2015, I mean, his highest rating was 101.6.
Yeah.
Back, and that was a while ago. That was a full season of 16 games too.
Yeah.
So he's really dropped off a lot. So I don't know. They're going to have to do something with him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
The Jaguars are in kind of a different situation. Nick Foles recently signed a 4-year, $88 million contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ended up getting hurt in that first game, and his replacement is none other than Gardner Minshew, Minshew Mania. And Gardner Minshew has thrown 7 touchdowns with 1 pick, 905 yards, and completing 69.42% of his passes. Jacksonville's 2-2. He's won the last 2 games. Kansas City, when he came in, they didn't win that, and then they lost the game against Houston, his first career start, which was a closer game. This kind of goes back to Brady Bledsoe in my mind. Bledsoe signed a huge 10-year deal with New England back in 2001. Gets knocked out, punctured his lung by, I believe, Mo Smith. I might be getting that name wrong off the top of my head. Brady comes in, our 6th-round guy from Michigan, comes in, starts playing well. By the time Bledsoe gets cleared, Belichick says, all right, we're sticking with Brady. Bledsoe got traded a year after to Buffalo.
And that was it.
Yeah, and then he bounced around to Dallas.
It was just bad after that.
But this almost kind of seems like one of those situations where you got the hot guy, even Kaepernick and Smith, another example, when Alex Smith went out with a concussion and Kaepernick came in and exceeded the production that Alex Smith was producing. You're like, okay, well, you got to go with the hot hand here. And then Smith got traded to Kansas City afterwards. Jacksonville might be playing with fire here if Nick Foles comes back and they keep Gardner in the starting lineup. Personally, I like Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
I loved him at Washington State. Mike Leach, they're like two quarterback gurus in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mike Leach and Andy Reid. For some reason, those guys just have a way to work with quarterbacks and make them produce. I think Gardner Minshew walked into a perfect situation at Washington State, really played well, got drafted by Jacksonville, and look at him. I mean, he doesn't do anything too crazy. He just plays within his, limits.
He's not cute. He's not pretty with the ball.
No, he just does what he has to do.
He just does what he does. The porn stash thing. He's just weird looking.
They're giving away free bandanas and mustaches tomorrow at Jacksonville.
It's crazy. I honestly liked him at Wazoo.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun for him to watch him play. And it's just kind of one of those things. He was kind of bouncing around trying to find that perfect fit in college. But I honestly think he's a shooting star.
You think
he's
so?
going to flame out quick. I just don't think he can't keep this up. He's in a perfect situation. The sophomore jinx is going to come and bite him in the ass. And I think he's just going to fall off the map.
Do you think they keep him starting all year?
If he's performing, then why wouldn't you?
I mean, he's playing well as a rookie.
He's playing well as a rookie. You got Foles in the background, and again, he's got that 4-year, $88 million contract. Right. And when you sign someone to a contract like that, you expect them to perform.
Right.
But again, the Brady Bledsoe, you got the Gardner Minshew, Nick Foles kind of comparison. If Minshew's playing well, then stay with him.
Yeah,
I would.
I would too.
Your goal there is to win games,
right? But
as soon as you see him start to falter, take him out.
Yeah.
Not because you're punishing him, because you're giving him a chance to mature.
Sure.
In the proper way.
Right.
It's kind of like when you pull a goalie. You don't always pull a goalie because he's playing bad. It's the team around him's playing bad, and you don't want their confidence to be destroyed. So you pull them,
right?
And you just let them rest a bit.
Learn
so
from it, yeah.
We'll see how long Minshew can keep up this all-star pace.
One of the reasons I think they might keep him going too is because Jacksonville, from a marketing standpoint, has capitalized on this. They got Minshew Mania. Yeah. They got Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite hanging out with them, throwing the little passes.
I love that commercial.
Dude, the guy is just
crazy.
He's such good marketing material.
You got to look the commercial up.
I think I've seen it when he drops back and does a little flick wrist.
Wrist thing. Yeah, it's crazy. Rico and Minshew.
Well, the other thing too, let's say Minshew continues to play and plays well. Whatever you're, on the hook for Nick Foles, you can keep Minshew there for, at least 3 years before even discussing an extension, assuming he continues to play well.
Yeah, which I honestly, when you see someone like this come in, they can't keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he does.
You hope he does, and that's for sure. You hope he does, but I've seen it way too many times. These young quarterbacks come in and they flame out.
By the way,
it's like a Ryan Leaf syndrome.
Shit.
Yeah,
probably the biggest bust. One of the biggest.
His
completion percentage is my favorite part. Just Minshew completing 69.420 of his passes. 69.420.
Crazy.
I know.
Okay.
You watched the game Thursday, Seattle and the Rams?
I did.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a good game.
It was. In respects, it was a good competitive game, but the missed call on Matthews.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit. And that led to Seattle's touchdown. Pure bullshit call. Pure bullshit call.
Yeah, 100%.
And, that led to the Seattle win. Now, I've never been a huge fan of the Seahawks. I don't mind them because they're, in the Northwest. But, I like the Rams a lot.
I like Sean McVay.
I like Sean McVay. But some of the things, I don't think they're not going to be as dominant this year as they have in the past because now, a lot of defensive coordinators, they've caught on to a scheme.
Yeah.
And they're coaching to the McVay scheme. So you're not going to see the Rams walk over people like you have in the last couple of years because McVay's young.
Yeah.
And he brought in just some dynamic, offense and defensive plays. But people have caught on and they're catching up. Did Seattle deserve to win? Sure. It's a game, and it's a bad call on Matthews' hit on Wilson. But I hate seeing a one call determine the outcome of the game. Now, The turnovers hurt LA.
Sure. 100%.
That hurt a lot.
Yeah.
It's not like they couldn't come back, but I just think that call was bullshit.
That Lockett catch.
Oh, my God. That was highlight.
Just amazing.
And I don't think, like a lot of people, I don't think Wilson intended Lockett to catch it. I think he was trying to throw it away.
Ryan Lockett's just like, here, let me help you out real quick.
Let me help you out right there, Russ, and I'll grab it. That was an amazing, but the body control to keep both feet in, incredible. I think Wilson was trying to throw it away, but it doesn't really matter. I don't know if he'll ever admit it, but that was probably one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
Wilson had the best game of his
He played
season.
Awesome. Yeah, he
17
played
to
awesome.
23, 268, and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. He played incredible.
Their defense, watching that game, was suspect in certain parts. Cooper Kupp had a great game. Went over, I think he had a $117 and a touchdown with 9 receptions.
I like Cooper out of Eastern Washington.
Did you hear what Troy Aikman said about his dad?
I wasn't sure how to take that.
Kind of mean.
About having a second cup of coffee.
Yeah, I don't think he was there for 2 cups of coffee.
I don't think he was there for 2 cups of coffee.
What the hell's that about?
But he also didn't realize it was his dad until that game almost. But yeah, I thought that was a little crappy to say he was barely there for 2 cups of coffee.
I didn't even know he was my backup. He was there for a cup. Oh, fuck you, Troy Aikman.
That was kind of
messed up.
I'm not a huge fan of Troy Aikman's call game color.
Not a huge fan of him in general.
Period. But you know who I really like is Tony Romo.
Tony Romo's a good commentator.
He's a great commentator.
I love when him and Jim Nantz do Patriot games.
Oh, they are awesome. And they're both CBS announcers.
Yeah.
So
Tony Romo understands. Like, he'll diagnose plays and understand
and call them before they're called. That's awesome.
And Troy Aikman just, I don't hate Joe Buck. I'm not its biggest fan.
Not a big fan of him.
But Troy Aikman he wasn't a very good. I didn't watch him growing up. I wasn't really around. I didn't think he was that good. Kind of looking at his numbers.
Yeah,
he had a good supporting cast. But Seattle's defense isn't as dominant as they were. Jared Goff had an okay game. I mean, 29 to 49 for 395, 1 touchdown and 1 pick. My biggest highlight was that Tedrick Thompson interception.
Oh yes, yeah. Yep.
How do you... I mean, it almost reminded me of like the Jermaine Kearse reception in the Super Bowl. He bobbles it, somehow brings it in. Edelman did it too.
Like falling down.
Yeah, to have the control, just to bop the ball up and down and then catch it.
There's a reason they do those drills in practice.
Right. Yeah,
that's why you do it.
Coordination is unreal.
That's why you do the drills in practice, so you can do it in a game. That was amazing. Goff, though, talking about Jared Goff, he is last in the league. His quarterback ratings go.
Yeah, I think for him,
he's not having a good year.
No. Well, and I think the other thing too is Todd Gurley, who I really enjoy. You can just look at him. He's lost a step. And when he's losing a step at 25 because he has arthritis in his knees.
And they haven't been playing him as much.
No, he doesn't care. Yeah. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns on Thursday, but I mean, he only had, 55 yards, I think. So you can just tell Todd Gurley and himself isn't the same. He's torn an ACL, I think, twice.
He is such a physical player, though.
Oh,
physical player. But I've always liked Gurley. Yeah, he always always impressed me.
I like Gurley a lot. I hope he gets help. I mean, I don't know how you cure arthritis of the knee, but
a lot of cortisone shots.
Yeah,
and even then, it doesn't cure it; it just hides the masks the symptoms.
Right.
Yeah. So that didn't make it go away.
Last thing I took away from that game is Aaron Donald might be the scariest human in the entire world.
That guy. Yeah, and he, again, he's not massive. He weighs a lot, but he's not that tall.
He's my height.
He's like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, he's my height.
But just scary, yes. Harassing Wilson all game long.
I know.
All game long. And going back real quick to the Matthews Wilson hit.
Yeah.
Later in the game, Matthews has his jaw broken.
Yeah.
And has to go have surgery, which sucks because I've always liked Clay Matthews. Yeah. That was just a physical game, but Donald just takes. He's kind of one of these defensive tackles that will rotate between tackle and linebacker. He has a great linebacker mentality and so quick for a big guy. He's massive when it comes to 285 pounds and just scaring the crap out of people. And the hits he's had on Russell on the bat.
Shit.
Scary, man.
I saw him go full speed Russell Wilson. And fuck, that is the scariest sight I think I've ever seen.
I don't know how. And Wilson's not a big guy.
No.
At all.
No.
And I think that was one of the reasons why they ended up calling that, roughing the passer, was because when Matthews hit him, shoulder to shoulder, I might add, Wilson just went flying. And it looked like, it was probably a much more brutal hit. But Wilson just released the ball. I mean, a second and maybe a half a second before he got hit. But when you got Donald coming at you, man, you can't outrun him.
No, good luck.
You're done.
I would just
start ducking.
Yeah, I would just lay on the turf and say, just give me a tap.
Yeah, just give me my binky and blanket. But, let's call it a day.
Yeah, because he have you seen when he finishes plays? He doesn't just wrap. He throws you. He grabs you and throws you.
Yeah, like a rag doll.
Yeah,
and that was a great pickup too. I mean, he got drafted in 14?
Yeah, good
round
God.
1, 13th pick. 5-time Pro Bowl, 4-time first team All Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive Player of the Year in 2014 is a rookie. Yeah, they got somebody there.
I
love him. I love watching him.
He was voted by players the best player in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
and I totally agree.
Game changing. But the NFL roughing the passer before we wrap this up. The NFL has turned into where if you hit someone hard and they fall, or they're just going to throw a flag any time.
Oh, yeah. I think it's bullshit. It's destroyed the game, and it screws with the flow, and it destroys the game.
Well, players are getting frustrated. Jamal Adams he had a really nice clean hit a couple weeks ago, and they threw a flag. He's like, "What the hell?
Yeah,
how am I supposed to tackle?"
I know, and how are you supposed to hit a quarterback without hitting the quarterback?
Right.
Now, granted, there are circumstances. Yes, you want to protect the quarterback, but there are other situations where you cannot stop.
Right.
You don't wrap and throw. Just hit him like Matthews did and send him flying. That's
it's perfectly
fucking
legal.
part of the game.
Yeah, fuck.
And they're trying to make it, I know, safer, which is awesome, but there has to be some common sense here.
I agree.
Real quick, Seattle is going to have a NHL team starting in 2021-22. That's really exciting. Their AHL team is going to be in Palm Springs, California.
Is it really?
Yeah. There's a lot of AHL teams in California. So who wouldn't want to play in California? It's almost like the Raiders going to Vegas. I mean, who wouldn't want to play in Vegas?
Sure.
And the Golden Knights, who wouldn't want to play in Vegas? So they're going to have a pro football or pro hockey team in Palm Springs.
That's going to be awesome.
As the connection to the Seattle hockey team. And congrats to GM Ron Francis, who's going to...
Ron Francis is their GM?
Yep, Ron Francis is the GM. And, Seattle does have somewhat of a hockey history, though a lot of people don't really know it. They actually won the Stanley Cup in 1917.
I did not know that.
Yep, the Seattle Metropolitans won the Stanley Cup in 1917 in the Pacific Coast Hockey Association, the same year that the NHL was founded.
Okay.
In 1917. Portland played for the Stanley Cup the year before in 1916.
No way.
Yeah, the Rosebuds.
It's a good name.
Well, yeah, and the City of Roses and stuff like that. And it's I actually think that's what they call the Winterhawk dancing team of the Rosebuds.
The Rosebuds?
Yeah, that's why the connection there. But, Portland played for the Stanley Cup, lost, and then Seattle Metropolitans were the first American team.
They didn't allow them in the original 6, right, of the NHL?
No, that league ended up folding
it's too bad.
A few years later. But the Rosebuds, so to answer your question, yes, they did, but not as the Rosebuds. So the Rosebuds actually became the Chicago Blackhawks.
Did they really?
Yeah, when they became the original 6. So there is a connection there between Portland and the NHL.
Well, it makes sense. They have the same logo. I didn't even think about that.
That's why. Yeah. So the Rosebuds back in 1917, when the NHL formed, they became the Chicago Blackhawks.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's a connection between NHL and the Pacific Northwest.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do they have a name for the Seattle team yet?
Not that I'm aware. No, they don't. They've been knocking a couple teams around. There's a couple teams up there now. Well, you got the Seattle Totems in the Western States Hockey League. You've got the Seattle Thunderbirds in the WHL, and the Everett Silvertips just north of Seattle. So they've got a hockey base,
sure,
but no name yet. I think they're still debating on it.
Yeah, they got some time.
Yeah, I just hope it's not something stupid.
Right.
Like the Seattle Shamus.
That'd be dumb.
Yeah, the Seattle Orcas. Or,
Sometimes. Just call them the Seattle Supersonics. Just give them the NBA name for the NHL team.
And I'm not really sure what the connection with the Metropolitans is, but if they can work something out, I still think because one of the original Seattle hockey teams was the Totems when they played the Portland Buckaroos. And so they have been the Totems in the past. There is a junior hockey team up there called the Totems.
Yeah.
But
that'd be cool.
You can work it out.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I like
pay them
I like the Totems.
That'd be a cool name.
I don't think it's trademarked, though. I think the original Seattle Totem name might be trademarked to somebody else.
Okay.
They call these guys the Junior Totem.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
They could probably, I love that name, so.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to wrap it up. I am on a trip next weekend to Reno, Nevada for work. So we won't have a show next weekend. We will try to get a show up in about 2 weeks. Until then, take care. Please listen, subscribe, comment. There's a little alert button on the YouTube page where you can get notified whenever I upload a video. But until then, folks, take care.